Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's a raining on the roof kind of day. I have got a microphone on, hopefully the sound is okay and the noise isn't too much. Today's video is all the fragrances I've purchased so far in 2022. So this month and a half has been a little bit spendy. I've been a little bit naughty. I need to rein it in a little bit because I bought some beauties, but they weren't cheapies. So let's show you what I've got. Most of these you would have seen in other videos, unboxings or whatever, but we'll recap on them. And then there are a couple of things that I haven't put anywhere yet on Instagram or on YouTube. I'll leave those to last. I think the first thing that I got was Guerlain's Musc Outreblanc, and I bought this on eBay at half retail price, and then I sold quite a lot of the bottle in decants to people at cost price so that I subsidised this, and it was a blind buy. There is a video on it somewhere, might even link it if I can be bothered. Let's have a quick spray. This one I have kind of decided to put it on the back burner and see how it goes when things start to warm up. It feels like the kind of fragrance you would wear when the weather's a little warmer, more of a spring type fragrance, but it's neroli, musk, there's amber as well. It's not doing much on my jumper at all, really. It's definitely better on skin, but my skin's pretty covered at the moment because I've got quite a few perfumes on. A little spray on the skin there. It's a clean, kind of like a white shirt kind of fragrance. A touch of a white floral in there. Oh, it's definitely iris. It's actually, it's nicer than I remember. That opening note, and this is what I remember now, smells a bit like concrete dust, which I love, by the way. It's kind of like slightly chalk-like, slightly concrete dust-like, natural, you know, rain on pavement almost. Not quite, but you kind of get the picture, concrete. But with a slight floral. I think there's a touch of rose. I think there's a little touch of rose in the background. I can't remember. I've forgotten the notes completely. Musky, iris, slightly, slightly mineralic, but not in a nasty ambroxan kind of way. Whatever it is that creates this particular effect, I really like it. So this has actually gone up in my estimations in this moment. But I am excited to try it in the warmer weather. But for now, that's Musc Outreblanc. It's from the L'Art et la Matière line from Guerlain. The latest release only came out this year. Then the next things that arrived were, this one's from Perris, Montecarlo, and it's called Musc Extreme, or Musc Extreme, whatever you want to say. I don't really like this bottle. It's just a bit too much. Plus, you can't really make it look clean. It's a paw print magnet. So Musc Extreme has also really gone up in my estimations. I did first impressions on my channel. Let's go over here with it. Although I've got so much perfume on. We'll go up here. Initially, I felt like it was really quite spicy. And it is when you first spray it, but in a very nice, not in a very sharp or harsh way, and not overly like kitchen spice, like too much, like being in a kitchen full of spices. And it's not curry-like either. It's more like baking spices, so kind of like sweet and warm spices. I think there's clove and or carnation in here, but not too much. And it smells almost like a bit nutmeggy, like a really nice powdery spice. But then when it gently changes on your skin, you do get lots of the musk, and it's definitely a clean musk scent, nothing animalic at all. It's one of those your skin but better type scents, in my opinion. So you just smell almost like the Musc Outreblanc, albeit a different variation, but it is very much, you smell really clean and fresh, and maybe you've got talcum powder on. It goes kind of resinous on my skin. It smells like benzoin. It reminds me of Bois d'Armani from Guerlain, as well as Louis from Guerlain. That's the one that's spelled L-U-I, that came in the little black Art Deco bottle. It feels like it's in a similar vein to both of those. So that's why I think it's quite a lot of benzoin in here. Although it's not a listed note, I think amber is a listed note. Benzoin is very often a part of an amber accord. So I think if you like resins, if you like clean musks, if you like fragrances that aren't necessarily making a big statement, that they just blend in with your skin and just make you smell beautiful in a very subtle and classy way, then Musc Extreme might be up your street. For me, I really like it. It's really good. From the same house, Perris Montecarlo, this one's called Bergamotto di Calabria. This one, I like the bottle a lot better than the gold bottle. However, I don't really like the scent that much. It's not bad, but it's just, to me, it's mostly citrus and woods. It's quite woody. It doesn't have too much prettiness. Doesn't have too much sweetness. I think there's a floral in here. It smells a little bit like jasmine, but it's not enough. There's not enough floral, and it kind of like really dries down to just, to me, lots of woods, just dry woods. It's not my thing. Perfectly fine. I don't dislike it at all, but I'm not going to wear something like this. It's not sweet enough or floral enough, or it's just not, it's not me. So unfortunately, that's not a keeper. Bergamotto di Calabria. And then we have this one. I love this one. Soleil Neige from Tom Ford. I reviewed it absolutely ages ago, good few years ago. I reviewed it, decided that at retail it was far too expensive. However, I did really like it. And then I retried it at the airport when I was going to Tenerife in January. Tried it at the airport. I did one spray on my hand, went off, smelt it, and I was like, wow, I really like this. And I went back and I absolutely coated my jumper with Soleil Neige, and then my jumper for the rest of the holidays smelled absolutely beautiful. Really gorgeous musky floral scent. I've forgotten the notes here as well. It's got a slightly aniseed type opening, so what would you call it, star anise or licorice or something like that. It's got a little hint of this like spice. It's not a listed note, but I really get that in the opening. And I find it quite difficult to describe. It's got something slightly edible about it, so you potentially could say it errs on being a gourmand. I wouldn't say it's a full-on gourmand, but it just has a gourmand touch, almost like smelling a biscuit, but you're definitely smelling some flowers. And I've forgotten what flowers there are. It smells like white flowers. Might be a touch of something like a tuberose or gardenia, maybe jasmine, maybe even something yellow like a ylang. I really can't remember. But I love it. I did review it, as I say, quite a while ago, and I think I'm going to review it again now. Actually, I think I started writing notes on this one. So yeah, I'm going to review it again more updated because I've noticed more stuff about it. So Soleil Neige, absolutely love, love, love this. Got it as a bargain on eBay. But watch out if you're buying Tom Ford on eBay. There's a lot of scams and what do you call it? Itchy lip fakes. There's a lot of fakes. This one is Armani Prive and it's called New York. It is an exclusive. You're only supposed to be able to get it at Bergdoff Goodman in New York. However, I got it on eBay. I got it for quite a lot cheaper than the retail, which is something like $385. And this is another musky iris. It's powdery and chalky. It's got a hint of sort of like I think it's like rose and violet or something like that. It's purpley pinky. The colour of that totally shows you the kind of floral bouquet that you get. It is really beautiful. If you want to know more about it, Kristin from Beauty Meow has done a couple of videos. In actually a very recent video, she mentions this. Perfumes that surprised me was the video that she mentioned this in, and she has reviewed it as well. And I think it was Kristin. It was definitely Kristin who brought my attention to it way back when she first reviewed it. And then I realised that it was impossible to get hold of, and I just put it out of my mind. And then it was only because I was looking for there's 2 new Armani Prives coming out, Indigo Tanzanite and a Magenta Tanzanite or Magenta something else. And the Indigo Tanzanite has got almond in it, and it really looks like I'm going to love it. So I was looking on eBay just in case, and I just put Armani Prive in the search, and this came up, and I was like, whoa, I remember I really wanted to try that. So I took a punt on a blind buy, and it was very, very successful. I did do an unboxing and first impressions on this one, so go and have a look at that if you're interested. But yeah, absolutely love it. Very quickly on this, because it was sent to me by Bruno Acampora. I always say Acampora. Bruno Acampora very kindly sent me this little bottle of Ruby, which is a rose and chocolate gourmand. Absolutely gorgeously delicious, like cocoa powder type chocolate with rose, and I think it's raspberry or strawberry, something fruity and pink as well. It's really nice. So just a little tiny oil there, but it's really nice. I thought I'd mention it. Now we've got the last 2 things which I haven't mentioned anywhere on Instagram or YouTube, and this one I believe might be discontinued, and it's a partial bottle that I found on eBay. It's called Peut, which means perhaps in French if you don't know that already, and it's from Maison Lancome. It's my first Maison Lancome. Finally I found one that I love. I had a decant and I was wearing through it, really enjoying it, forgetting about it sometimes, and then I kind of like sprayed it again, and I was like, oh, I really like this. And when I was looking for this Peut, I couldn't find it actually on any websites, so that's why I think it's discontinued. It's not even on Lancome's website. So I searched eBay, and this partial was £49. I don't think that's too bad. It's not quite half full, but it's there enough. This is another musky iris. I think I'm going through a musky iris phase. I can't remember my fingers smell of the chocolate and roses from Ruby, and I'm really struggling to smell much else now. I've been wearing this a lot the last few days because I've only had it a couple of days, and it's one of those your skin but better type scents again. Very much creamy iris, lotion like musk with, I think it's rose, definitely a bit of sweetness. I think there's a tiny bit of vanilla in here, but not a lot. It's not a really sweet fragrance, it just has a little bit, and it's lovely. It's certainly not a statement fragrance, again, like Outreblanc. It's not this big statement, it's subtle. And that's not to say it's really weak, but it just smells like you've just used lots of nice products rather than you're actually wearing a big bold fragrance. It's not a big bold white floral, you know, it's nothing like Soleil Neige. Even though that dries down quite musky, that's still quite a statement fragrance, I think. Whereas this is a very soft, subtle, kind of innocent and clean scent, but I really like it. It gets quite a bad rap on Fragrantica. It's not going to be for everyone, but I really enjoy it, and I absolutely love that bottle. I've always wanted a Maison Lancome, but I've never fallen in love with one before. I really do like this one. And then the final fragrance is a decant, and it's a gorgeous, a wonderful memory lane type fragrance, and I'll show you the decant. It's not that exciting to look at. And it's Chantecaille is the brand, and it's called Frangipane, and I think it might be discontinued as well because I couldn't find it anywhere online apart from as a bottle on eBay. You know, I think they come up on eBay every now and then. My memory with this is I was quite new into fragrances, or new into niche. I learned quite quickly that I really loved Frangipane as a note, and I sought out a decant of Frangipane from Chantecaille, and I loved it, and I absolutely loved it. It's a mixture of white florals, Frangipane. I think there's jasmine. There could be any white florals in here. I really couldn't say for sure, but let's spray some. Now really I am absolutely covered, but here we go. There's definitely a few white florals in here. It's very much a floral fragrance, but it has a little rich sweetness to it. I don't recall the notes. There's a tiny bit of a hint of green in here as well, so almost like if there was a bit of lily, but it's mostly sweet, heady florals. It's like a sophisticated beachy fragrance. It has that tropical floral feel, but it doesn't have the cliche coconut note. And it feels like there's just a hint of clean musk, not anything like the amount of musk that's in most of these fragrances I've shown you, because I'm a musk whore at the moment apparently. But it feels like there's a little bit of clean musk and perhaps a hint of vanilla. It's heady, it's sweet, but it doesn't smell cheap, beachy. So there's so many options out there for beachy perfumes, and I really do think this is super pretty, classy, lovely. It's quite a vibrant fragrance. It is more of a statement than anything else here. You know, if you're wearing it, it's quite a heady floral fragrance. You know, you are wearing perfume without a shadow of a doubt. So this to me would be more of an outgoing perfume, a party fragrance, that kind of thing. Date fragrance. I really, really like it. And it brings me back all those memories. Now, I did end up buying years ago a bottle of Frangipane. However, I got it on eBay and it was a vintage bottle. And it was in a different bottle to what you get nowadays. It was in a smaller size and the juice was a different colour. And I just didn't love it. It wasn't the same. So this is one of those rare situations where I love the current formulation better than the vintage. And it's so lovely to have this decant. And I'll see how I get on with it. And if I end up running out, I might buy a bottle. It's just so uplifting. It's so beautiful. So yeah, Chantecaille Frangipane, gorgeous, love it. So that's it then. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye.